Yeah. Hey.
What is up, y'all? Let me see who all in here already. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can see me. What is up, Dwight Henderson? Rashawn Daly, what is up? Cameron Foster, what is up? Rant Radio, most definitely. It's Wednesday again, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. What's up, Miss Murphy? Looking for Brother Dylan. I know he'll be in here in a minute if he ain't here yet. What is up? Brother Dylan, what's up? I knew you'd be in here.
Let me introduce.
First and foremost, y'all, what is up? Mad love to everybody that's in here fucking with me right now. Shout out Team Rob. I'm gonna give people more time to get in here. It's kind of, they shut my page down. I'm gonna tell y'all the story about that. What's up, Della Jackson from Mississippi? What is up? Eric Blue, what up?
Yeah.
Tarita, what up? Man, we about to get it in, y'all. Let me get this over to my page real quick. My backup page. Let me get this turned down. J. Cole. A little old Cole to bring it in tonight. Let me get this over to the book. I told people I was going to post it up when it started. Of course, you can't get in here. Apparently, it's not easy as fuck like it should be. As y'all can see by the title of the video, we're going to talk about some shit tonight, but I'm going to first tell y'all my story, all right, as to why my Facebook page got blocked. I'll tell y'all that story because that's going to segue me into what I want to talk about tonight, all right? So, as usual, I'm minding my motherfucking business, right? I post up on Facebook. I ain't been saying too much. I keep it chill. I keep it cool. No problems, right? They ain't been blocking me for nothing, right? Been good. I still be on there going ham or whatever like that. So I get messages every day, all day long. Many messages. Mad love to people that send me messages of support and encouragement. Mad love to y'all that show me love. But I get other kinds of messages too, right? I get all types of messages. This one was from a white lady. And I'm going to read out the message thread here, right? That way you can see where the conversation was, where it came from, and everything, right? Again, y'all, I'm minding my business. I get this message from Amanda Drebick. I think this is her last name. I don't know. The message reads, this is Monday at 4:17 p.m. Message reads, do you not like white people? I've been getting this message a lot from white folk, either calling me a full-blown racist or saying some shit like, I don't really, you know, you must hate white people and all this type of shit, right? Clearly not paying attention to what the fuck's being said. One thing that white people, they're so arrogant in their minds that somehow they've equated themselves to being the white man, the system as a whole. That's not true, all right? You're not the white man. I done told y'all white motherfuckers this several times, but somehow your arrogance is continuing to outweigh logic. Like, I ain't nobody talking about your dumb ass at all, unless, in fact, you either show or personify some of the things I talk about. If I'm dealing with racial issues, you know, if how you feel some type of way, if you not directly connected to it at all, that's what y'all tell me. But I'm gonna keep going with the messages. The message reads again. Her first word was, "Do you not like white people?" Right. My response is, "Why are you asking this? Does it matter to you?" Because I don't even understand the question. When I get it, I don't get why. Why does it matter to you, white person, whether or not I like you or not? Like, what is that? What is the psychology behind whether you even being concerned about me liking you or whether or not I hate all white people? How is it affecting you? Again, I never understand the question. So I sent her a message back. It reads, "Why are you asking this? Does it matter to you?" Amanda responds by sending me a picture of maybe her mom, possibly a biracial child in the middle, and herself, right? This is the picture she sends me. And this is in response to, why are you asking this? Does it matter to you? She just sends a picture showing me that she has a biracial child in the mix. I'm confused by the picture. I don't really understand it. So my response to that is, you sent me this to let me know you fuck black dudes, right? This is the only thing I could think of that the information that that's being dropped on me right now is, oh shit, she fucks black dudes. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. I don't even know how it ties into the first bit of the conversation. I don't really get it, but okay. I'm like, well, again, my response is, you sent me this to let me know you fuck black dudes, right? She says in response, she says, I asked because it hurts when I saw your profile. Oh, my profile hurts your feelings? At this point, I'm insulted, right? And I'm, kind of laughing her the fuck out, like, her? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch, right? So I respond by saying, LOL, you don't even know me. How the hell my profile hurts you? Which is a good question, I think. And furthermore, why would I care if my profile hurts you? Because I don't give a fuck. I didn't check with you. I didn't make sure it was okay with you. I didn't come see, well, would this be rough? White person, is this okay if I do this today? You having a long day? No, okay, I won't post that then, because we don't want you feeling no type of way. Like, this shit is crazy how they act. Like, why would I care about your feelings? I continue to say, the white people who get offended are racist pieces of shit white people. These are the only people that can get offended by anything I talk about, anything I post. I'm talking about fucking racist. The white people that follow me don't get offended, so I'm going to assume you're a racist who fucked the black dude raw. Yes, I went there. I'm going to assume you're a racist who fucked the black dude raw, and now you feel like you down for the people. This is what these people assume. This is the only reason I think that she sent me the picture. All right. And then I go on to say, if you're hurt by my profile, but not racism, then you aren't worth a fuck. You should be messaging some racist whites. Surely their profiles should hurt you, but you've never messaged a racist white person. You've never even spoken up for black people. Get the fuck out of here. Right. And because I had been getting tired of getting these messages, I screenshot the message thread and I posted up on my page. And I say, look, I'm tired of white motherfuckers coming to me, telling me I'm fucking racist, telling me some shit like, that something I'm doing offends them. I don't give a fuck about your feelings at all. I don't care about nobody's feelings. I get backlash from black folk. I don't care. And if black people not going to stop me, your white ass ain't going to fucking stop me either, nor are your feelings. At all. I don't care, right? So I post this up on my page. I make a caption saying, I don't really give a fuck about what white people think. I get tired of y'all motherfuckers coming in here with this bullshit, basically, right? Team morale, right? Mad love to the thing. So, I post this up and people going ham on the post, like, what the fuck? Where this white bitch? Even a white person get on there like, what the fuck is this bitch? Like, what's going on with her? She ain't even, where'd she come from to call you to say this shit to you? And this is a white person that said this on my page, who follows my page, who knows what I post. It's nothing, right? White person said this about her, right? She gets on the post. Apparently she got wind of it, right? She gets on the post trying to defend herself. Oh, the world is, so much hurt in the world. And I'm just here trying to make a better place for my son. I don't understand all the hate. There are a lot of white people who are going to hate your son because he's black. That's the world that exists out here. You're going to shelter him, make him believe some facade that somehow he's better off than the full black people. This is the mentality. This is what the fuck going on here. So I tell her on the post when she's commenting that you're going to fuck your son up. You're going to fail him. You're going to fail your son. Because you're going to confuse them. Because you want me to ignore racism. This is one thing about white folk that I can't fuck with. You want black folk to be quiet about racism, white supremacy, things that are going on out here in the world against the people, but you don't want to say shit about it either. So you ain't going to say shit. You don't want me to say shit. And if I do, I might hurt your feelings or might offend you. Or you might say some shit like the one white boy that messaged me last week. Oh, why am I being held responsible for stuff that happened way before I was here? If you're not a racist, why the fuck are you getting offended? You're not the system. You don't control shit. You work at fucking Walmart too. You're not special. Stop feeling like you special. But you white folk that fuck black people, somehow y'all believe y'all get a motherfucking pass. Look at me. I fuck y'all. This is basically what I had a baby with one of y'all. How dare you say these things about white people? Never messaged a racist white person at all. Never even approach racist white people, because racist white folk get real comfortable around other white folk and they say some shit. Y'all hear this shit. You don't fucking say anything. Even if you fucking the shit out of black folk, you don't say shit. But in your mind, you feel like you down because you fucking us. So you get to speak up. You get to defend yourself with pictures of mixed babies. The black man you was fucking with should have been educating you. Should have been. Should be educating his son. Should be. But this ties into the whole mentality of having black friends, hanging out with black people. White folk that do this believe, listen to some rap music, they believe they down for the team, they down for the fucking culture. Don't stand for it. They'll revel in it, enjoy it, copy it, but they're not standing up for the people that are responsible for where the fuck you getting this shit from, the shit you're enjoying. Majority of white folk aren't going to do this. I asked her this, Amanda. I'll read you her message, right? She says, no, I didn't send a picture of my son for that reason. I sent it to you because the world isn't exactly like you think. And how do I think the world is that it's really not? What have I said that's so crazy it doesn't exist in the world? Crazy. But the world doesn't exist exactly like I think. And my child is growing up in the middle of this. It hurts because you have a lot of anger, and I'm sorry. Here we go with this white frailty again. You're sorry for what? Why are you apologizing to me? I didn't ask you to be sorry for anything at all. And I'm not in the position to even forgive you because I don't even know what the fuck you're apologizing for. But she tells me that I have a lot of anger in my heart. Y'all know I get fired up about this system, about this government. I don't know where this white bitch came from. I don't know what she saw on my page that showed her I have a lot of anger, that she felt the need to apologize to me. She's sorry to me, but won't speak up for the people. Save your motherfucking sorry, save your motherfucking guilt, and speak up for the people. Right? I'll continue. She says, and I'm sorry, anyone's profile, because it's wrong and our babies live in this world. I'm not these things you assume of me. I'm a wonderful person with a lot of love in my heart. I just want you to know that. That's all. Now, let me ask y'all, do you believe I would have ever messaged her motherfucking white ass and said to her that I just want her to know I'm a good motherfucking person if she was on her motherfucking page, even if I thought she hated black people, if she was on her page going ham on black people, talking shit, being racist as fuck against black people? You think I would fucking message her and say to her motherfucking ass that I'm a good person? I just want you to know that. Hell motherfucking no. I wouldn't give a fuck what they thought. at all. It's white folk, in particular these white folk that fuck black people, that assume that based on this, they down. Just this act alone, just being seen in public with you, mating with you, laughing with you. If I do all these things, then I must be down. Because being seen with you is a motherfucking act of the goodness of my heart. It shows the pureness of my spirit. That has to be the psychology behind it. What other reason would being with us be enough? Being around us, tolerating us. Oh, I tolerate you, black people. I even fuck you. When the fuck is that enough for you to motherfucking tell me that you feel guilty because I'm going ham on racist white motherfuckers? She ain't never. Not one fucking time, because I asked that question. I even asked that question on my post. She got all in her feelings. You're not speaking out against racism. This is what I say to her. You're not speaking out against racism, because then she goes to call me. I'll tell you, I'll show you. I'm gonna keep walking through this with y'all. She goes to try to have a video chat with me. Like, what the fuck make you think? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I send her a message. Don't call me, lady. You've made it clear you have no interest in doing anything but trying to shame me for talking about racism. You are misinformed and out of line. I went to professional with her right there. This is what white folk will try to do. And this will let you know whether they really down or not. They try to tell you to calm down, ease up. Racism isn't easing the fuck up. White supremacy isn't easing the fuck up. The bullshit that's going on in this world isn't easing the fuck up. But white folk want black people, especially pro-black people, people that talk about this, they want us to, you know, just chill. Don't talk about this. Oh, you're creating so much hate. Oh my God. So much hate in the world caused by you talking about racism. You're creating a divide in the people. White people want you to feel guilty for speaking up for the bullshit they motherfucking people do. Never let them get you like that, because they will motherfucking try. They'll try to be sad. They'll try to guilt trip you. I mean, every method's being used here. They'll try anything to get you to shut the fuck up. She says, I'm not trying to shame you, which I've read through this, and she put exclamation marks. Yes, the fuck you are. She says, I see things differently through my eyes, and I'm trying to get a glimpse into what you see. Now, mind you, she done told me she has a son that's in the middle of this. No, she fucking black folk, but apparently life is different through her eyes. But if she down for the people, she should be able to see what the fuck's going on. Not only is the man you fucking black, how the fuck did you miss it all? You have a son that's half black, you still missing the shit. She sees life differently through her eyes, though. I don't want you to hate or be angry. Bitch, I don't care what you want. Like, even if I hated all white folk, or I was angry at all white folk, why the fuck would what you want matter to me? White folks feel like they have a superiority over black people to where their grace and mercy is supposed to mean something to us. I don't give a fuck about your grace, your motherfucking mercy. I don't need it. I don't give a fuck that you don't want me to feel anger or hate. You trying to relieve me? The fuck out of here. She says, I want to be a friend. I want to share my stories, and I want you to share yours. Maybe we can learn something from one another. This is what she says. Now she want to be my friend. She's used her mixed child, guilt, being sorry to me, and now she wants to be my motherfucking friend. I say to her, you ignore racism because you're white. You don't see shit different. That's what most white folk do. I'm not angry, nor do I hate you. I hate your ignorance, especially considering you're raising a black child. I don't need to know your story, your stories. You want us black folk to suffer in silence. That's what they want. The white people I'm cool with speak against white supremacy. Research Jane Elliott and Tim Wise. Once you do, let me know. Go get the knowledge. I don't give a fuck about your stories. your plight. I don't want to hear shit you have to say. Go do some research. Then we can talk. Because I'm not going to be quiet or stop posting what I post to help you. I don't even know you, but you saw my page and it hurt your feelings. She says, I'm not ignoring it. I will research them now, which is bullshit. She never did. But she asks, do you think I'm supporting white supremacy? This is what white folk want to know. They want to know if they're, are you talking about me? Like, are you referring to me when you speak, black man, with your flags and your fist up? Like, are you speaking about me directly? Do you think I'm supporting white supremacy? I say to her, of course you do. If you don't speak against it, nor speak against its components, you support it. She sends to me, and this is real shit. She's trying to show me how much she supports and speaks up against racism. This is what the fuck this bitch sent me. She sends me a picture. I don't know whether y'all can see it. A picture of, it says, share to ruin a racist person's night. And it's a meme. And on one half of it, it's a white man holding up a black woman with a bunch of fucking weave in her hair. She's holding him up and kissing him in the mouth, if you can't see that. And on the other end, it's a white woman with a black man. And he's kind of leaned in, kissing her on the cheek. And she's leaned in, cheesing like a motherfucker, right? This is what she's posted on her page and sent it to me to defend the fact that she's not racist and she stands against racism. What? Like, I'm not making this shit up. This is real shit. This is her speaking out. She put this up on her page, and this is how she speaks out. This is all she had to give me on her behalf. I say to her, LOL, this your proof it fits your lifestyle. Again, because she would share something or speak up against people being against interracial relationships does not mean that those white people who may do stuff like this, that doesn't mean they're down with the team. They're not speaking against white supremacy. They don't even want to speak about the history. They don't do shit like that. But they'll post pictures of interracial couples to support the status of their relationship. Right? This is what they'll do. This will be the extent of them speaking up for us. Like, look, I'm showing us together. Right? This obviously means I'm against racism and white supremacy. I believe that we should be able to fuck. This is the depth of their servitude to the people that they fuck. I'm posting pictures of us together. Look at me. There's something wrong. Because she believes, now, again, we're dealing with the psychology here. So as I'm going ham on this motherfucker, I want y'all to be thinking about the psychology, because she believes the stuff that she's sending me. She believes in this. She thinks this is her standing against racism, which is the problematic part for me, because that means there's something deep in her mind that believes that she is standing up against white supremacy, racism, for posting pictures like this on her page. So she believes this. It ain't like she just sending it to me just to fuck with me. She believes. Problematic. She says to me, you're asking me to prove myself. That's really shitting. Don't know where they talk like that at. Believe me, there is more. I don't screenshot my arguments. Now, even if she don't screenshot her fucking arguments, there should be shit on her page about or against racism and white supremacy. If she's doing what she's trying to claim that she does, she's standing up for the people. The way she could conjure up this fucking interracial picture and send me that, she could conjure up her talking to her white counterparts as to being or standing against racism. Not on her page. Can't find it. Oh, I don't screenshot my arguments. I don't act like that. But you found that goddamn picture pretty quick. Pretty quick. So clearly it's not on your page. She says, I have more. Is that my lifestyle? Question mark. She says, I'll find them. Don't laugh. I believe you are making me prove myself. And I really wasn't, because I didn't care. Like, you're not doing this. This wasn't a question. I know you're not. Because any white motherfucker that's going to come in my inbox and say that I don't like them, or do you hate me, or whatever the fuck they might say, or call me a racist, clearly they're not doing shit. Because if they were, they'd be saying the same type shit I'm saying. Wouldn't look like hate to them then, because they're saying the same type shit I'm saying. Maybe not as much, or maybe not as frequently, or whatever. Fine. But they're saying the same type shit. So there is no disconnect. And I tell you, you don't have to prove yourself to me. I'm nobody. Like, who the fuck? Why are you? Who are you? She says to me, you are somebody. You know, white folk love to validate your life. She says, I really have to get ready for work, but if you are up, I can message you later. I really don't want my family's pictures on your page, so I ask you take it down, please. She's asking me to take her picture down, right? The one, because again, I screenshot it. Even her sending me the picture, I post that shit on my page, right? She asked me to take the shit down. I said no. Now that people, because the people in the comment section was going ham on her, trying to report her page and all types of shit. Like, go to her page and go ham on her. I was like, you know, well, no, I'm not taking it down. I said, now you're taking a little heat. Now you want to cut and run. Classic racist shit. If you standing up for the team, you should be able to take a little heat, right? You sent me your pic to me for a reason. It's posted in a message thread. I didn't just post a family pic of yours on my page. You sent me that. If you didn't want it out there, what the fuck was you doing sending it to a random stranger? Amanda. What were you thinking? Send it to me for what? To prove yourself, which is clearly what you did it for. Now, that same picture that you sent to me and posted on your page is already on the fucking internet. It's on your page. What, nobody going ham on her kid? She made it seem like, oh, I don't want people attacking my kid. This is what she said in the thread. I don't want anybody attacking my son. What, nobody talking about her son. Somebody was talking about your motherfucking ass. Trying to prove yourself by saying you fuck black people and you ain't put in no work. Show your work. Everybody was telling her, show your motherfucking work. Well, nobody talking about her son, but that's what she wants to say. Oh, take that down. I need that taken down. Oh, I want you to just take that down. Because people was going ham on her motherfucking ass. And she couldn't defend her motherfucking self because everybody was asking her, where the fuck is the proof at? Where are you standing up for black folk at? Since that's what you're doing. Since your son is half black and you do fuck black people, what are you doing? Couldn't take it. Take my family picture down. I don't want anybody attacking my son. No comments to that. She reported me. Right? Got my page taken down. That's how I lost my motherfucking page. Y'all white folk that may have been listening to up to this video this far, I don't need y'all to be out here floating around, bothering or harassing black people who are speaking about injustices that have happened in this motherfucking country. History. Not no made up, conjured up story type shit. History. Black people that are speaking about the history don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Don't give a fuck about your feelings. We just don't. I say the real ones don't. Now, you may have some people you can influence like that. Some weak ones. Who may get a little pushback from you and they'll buckle. Oh, I don't want to disappoint Sarah. You know, we've been friends since high school. You know. They may back down for y'all motherfuckers. Right? They're your friends. They don't want you to be offended. This little dumb shit like this. A lot of us don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm posting this on my page, first name, last name. No fake names. Any job I ever work at can look me up. All shit's real. I'm not scared to post. You're going to find some that are white people. You can back them down. But all of us are not going to back down for your bullshit just because your feelings is hurt. Just because you didn't own slave. I'm not talking to your motherfucking ass. You suffering just as much, if not more. Because something's wrong with your psychology. Something's wrong with you psychologically, rather. Something's wrong with you. If you believe that you're against racism, but you never say anything. Something is wrong with you if you believe that you're against racism and you don't even post anything about it. You don't put up any history. Something's wrong with you. Because you don't spit on black people when you walk down the street. Because you don't outright call black people a fucking nigger to their face. Because you and your boys, they never jumped in no pickup truck and chased no little black kids. Because you ain't tarred and feathered nobody, lynched nobody. You good. You think somehow you are doing enough. Just because you don't hate us. In my world, that's not enough. Fucking us is not enough. I don't give a fuck. And I told her to reference at least one white woman in Jane Elliott that's been talking about this shit, been talking about white privilege for decades. I respect that type white folk. There's a white boy on my page. His name is Elijah. He posts up about the history. I can respect that. Posting about the history, posting about racism, telling the truth about history. That's all it is. It's just telling the truth. Knowing what's going on out here. That's what the fuck I respect. Having mixed kids means nothing if you're not preparing them, if you're not teaching them shit, if you're telling them that somehow racism isn't real, because they exist. This is the psychology part. This is what we be fucking them up. And I'm going to put, and I really think it's some form of cognitive dissonance, because you can say, well, your existence alone proves that racism is done because you were born. Racism is over. I was able to fuck your mom or dad, and you came into the world. So racism is done. That's the mentality of you having your half black child ignore racism on this kumbaya shit y'all want to be on. Most y'all white folk are racist. Most of you. Is that my motherfucking fault? No. I don't have any control of that. Most y'all white folk also don't speak against racism at all. But you'll come to a black page and have a fucking opinion. How does that make sense? How arrogant is that? You don't do anything outside of not spit on us, stand beside us, eat in restaurants with us, work beside us. You don't do anything but exist with us. You don't say shit. And somehow you feel like you can come to a black page, just talking about what's going on with black folk, and tell us to be quiet. Or either be outright full-blown racist, nigger, monkey, saying all this type of shit. Telling us to go back to Africa, arrogant. Like they was born and bred over this motherfucker. Arrogant. Something's wrong psychologically, because when they're saying that shit to you, they believe what they're saying. When they say go back to Africa, they believe in their minds that somehow they was here. They discovered this shit and sought out to civilize the whole fucking world. When they're in charge, everything runs harmoniously. Even they sick like that. It's a problem. If you're going to be with black people, I would challenge the black people that choose white mates. School them. Like if you're going to be doing it, school them. And tell them to stay the fuck off our pages. This bitch got my page blocked. And I felt like she would. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like when I told her I wasn't taking a picture of her son down, like, how the fuck somebody asks you to take a picture of their child down and you be like, well, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna leave the shit up. I'm gonna put you out here, you know. Who does that? I knew she was gonna do something, but I just didn't care. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give a fuck. Because the whole fucking conversation was, I'm just looking at it in my mind like she really thought sending me this picture of her child was going to somehow exonerate her or put her somewhere different. Even though she never spoke up for the team. She posts pictures of interracial couples. They believe that's enough. Study Jane Elliott, white people. If you don't know Jane Elliott, study Jane, Jane Elliott, Elliot, Jane Elliott. Look up some of her lectures, some of the social experiments that she's had with white people, talking about white privilege. Educate your fucking self. Because right now you're sick. You're sick in your motherfucking mind. You believe in the bullshit. She's white. You may listen to her. If you get a chance to, try to listen to Tim Wise. Timwise. Listen, he's white. Maybe y'all pay him some attention. Because you wasn't listening, you know, you hadn't been listening for decades. You hadn't been listening for fucking centuries. Ain't paid nobody no attention. But now you want to have opinions, but you haven't done the knowledge. You want to have something to say because you feel like it's your right to use your freedom of speech, but you haven't done the knowledge. You haven't done the research. You're not giving a fuck about none of that. You're just feeling like somebody talking about you personally. When now you in not the same situation, but you're getting fucked by this government the same type of way. Fine, you might get a little bit more benefits. You may not be shot by the cops on sight. You may get to run at them, run away from them, do both. Notice I said run at and run away from. They can do everything. They can run all over the goddamn place. They're fine. They can do all that shit. So with that little bit of privilege you have in your mind, you are blind to the reality of what this country was built on. You want to tell me it wasn't you? Fine. Tell me it wasn't you. But what are you doing about it? Are you helping the cause, or are you just talking about how it wasn't you? Oh, it wasn't me. I ain't do it. Y'all need to quit talking about that. That's the only contribution you can have. Fuck some black folk. You know. Befriend a black person, you know. Have a little sleepover with a black person. You feel like that's enough, right? Black people. If you're going to have black or white friends, you need to check them. Check their mentality. You can always tell what you're dealing with when you start talking about real shit. When you start talking about the type of shit that's going on in the world. When you talk about Black Wall Street. When you talk about how the government set out here to assassinate, murder, full-blown, or imprison the Black Panthers. When you talk about COINTELPRO. See the type white person you're dealing with. Check them if you must have them. Because most white folk probably ain't gonna fuck with you like that no more anyway. They ain't gonna fuck with you like that. Not saying that some won't, but most of them won't. And most of y'all too scared to check them. Fear not. There's no point in you having anybody around you that don't have your best interest at heart. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't give a fuck what color they are. Just so happens right now, we're talking about your white friends. Just so happens, in this instance, we're talking about them. But if they're not talking about the reality out here, or if the truth offends them, or makes them shy away, or makes them uncomfortable, then you need to be checking them. And if you see they're not built right, if you see they're not the right kind of person, remove them. Because they'll sacrifice your black ass. You thought you was going to be all right? You get to look around at white folk and say, hey, I got a white friend too. I'm good, right? But if them white folk turn today, or that one white person that's with you, and they tell that white motherfucker, what you gonna do? You either down with us or you gonna stand with this nigga. That white motherfucker will look at you, might even cry for your motherfucking ass, but they're gonna walk their right asses right over there with the majority of their motherfucking team. And you're gonna be sitting there looking dumb as hell in the face. A lot of y'all experience those black moments. Maybe not as extreme as them murdering you right there or lynching you right on the spot, or them white folk giving you up, but you've witnessed this. Where black folk have that, or no, where black folk that's turning back on black people with the white folk that had that nigga moment. Y'all like to call it that. Where they get reminded that, motherfucker, you still black. Still. We don't let you sit at the goddamn table. But if you look at your fork and your spoon, it's a little bit different than ours, right? Our shit's engraved with some old fancy shit. Like, we got the nice china over here. But do not forget where you stand. They'll even have that moment. They thought white folk was going to be down for them. But they done stepped too far out of line. Ask your boy Nick Cannon. Ask your boy. He start being over here. Oh, hell no. This nigga crazy. So understand, you need to check your white friends. Because you don't know what side they sitting on. Check them. I don't give a damn if y'all been friends all your life and you ain't never required them to do anything but hang out with you. All they had to do was hang out with you, and you believed that it was good white folk because they wasn't spitting on you. But check them. These white folk out here is fucking black people. You feel like you down. You feel like you're doing enough. You're not. Because you're not speaking up to your team. I'm speaking to my team. I'm talking about the ignorance and shit that goes on with my team. This is what I'm doing. Your white ass is not talking about them racist ass white folk you got in your family that you got as friends. You're not even talking to about them or to them or nothing like that. Not once. Hell, a lot of them white folk, their whole goddamn family will turn their back on them. And they're fucking with somebody black. And they feel like that in itself, that, dedication. Because my whole family turned they back on me for you. But they won't stand against racism. It's a problem. There's a disconnect there. But they'll feel like they've done enough to where you cool. Check your white friends. I ain't read none of y'all's comments. Let me see. Got two white folk that's done dislike the video already. I seen that. Y'all mad. Let me pour your white tears in a motherfucking cup right where I poured Amanda's. Who gives a fuck? Let me read some of y'all's comments. Trev Parse says blacks scared of being rejected. Most definitely. Even subconsciously, we scared that white folk ain't gonna really like us too much if we be too black. We really don't want to do that. And understand that being too black, what I mean by that, and I'm not talking about being ghetto. I hate that being black is somehow synonymous with being ghetto. I don't like that. Y'all even said the little Cash Me Outside bitch, she's acting like she's black. That's not synonymous with us. That's synonymous with ignorance a lot of times. A lot of times. That's not us. So when I say being too black, I mean being too much of a voice. Being angry when you see things that are racist as fuck. being angry about some of the history that we learn about late. They want to know why the fuck we be talking about stuff now. We learned about it late as hell. We weren't taught it since we was children. So when you learn a lot of the stuff that, you know, even me on my journey, when you learn a lot of stuff, it'll piss you the fuck off. Like these motherfuckers did that shit too. It'll piss you off. When you understand what the fuck these motherfucking savages put your goddamn people through, it will piss you off. You might just be learning about it at 30 years old. You ain't know nothing about it. Is it our fault we get that information late? Not our fault. But we don't want to be too black around them. Talk about anything about the people like that around them. Because we don't want our white friends to feel like we racist. We too worried about that. Well, I don't want them to feel like, you know. It's sad. Some of y'all done heard of Jane Elliott. Some of y'all done heard of Jane Elliott. So mad love to the people that know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about that. Troy Richardson says, I only associate with them at work. Other than that, a lot of black folk like that. But the main, let me tell you what the crazy part is. They only associate with your black ass when they at work. And other than that, that's it. A lot of these white folk ain't got no black friends. You know, it's a select few that do, and they'll bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got black friends. A lot of them don't. They're not hanging out with no black folk. They interact with black people in the world, in their circles, and no black folk. And if it's like one, there's a good chance that majority rules in this situation. Good chance that black person's mind isn't a strong black mind. Because white folk, when they're in groups like that, they're not going to allow a strong black mind inside of them like that anyway. Not to hang out with all outside of work. It's just too strong. It's too much. They're not going to have that type of black person there. That's just real shit. KB Titan 24 says, man being the only black kid in a school in Canada sucks ass. I'm assuming that you say things like sucks ass because you up there around all them white folk. I'm gonna assume that, so I can see how it's affecting you. Because sucks ass ain't something we don't do a lot of that over. With you must have got that from them, but I can imagine that is tough, especially if you have any type of, you know, revolutionary style mentality, or if you just about your people, you're about speaking up. You know, you're outnumbered. Like, who's gonna listen? Who's gonna, you know, motherfucker might gang up on your motherfucking ass. Might step right in there and get all up on your motherfucking ass. Like, wait, nigga, what? You can talk? Like, maybe wait a minute. He can speak? Like, what the fuck? Cut that shit out. If you're gonna be here around us, cut that shit out. You're not gonna be able to do that. Let's talk about, you know, other shit. We don't talk about that. We don't need that. I'm just saying. Linda Galloway says, I'm black and never lived in a ghetto, but I respect people who are. I came from the ghetto. I came from there. That's why I said it's not all ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are, you know, we know people that came from the ghetto that are, you know, educated, and they're not out here doing completely dumbass Super Saiyan coon type shit, like killing each other, you know, just hating each other every day, all day, up and down the street, just fighting. And everybody is not like that. That's a lot of the perception. That's the way the white controlled media would put us out here. But it's not like that. A lot of white folk ain't never even met a black person in real life. A lot of them haven't. They don't know anything about black people outside of what they see that's put out here by this white media, which will have them believe one thing about black people, is that everybody it acts ignorant. Not necessarily where they from, because I don't like, again, I don't like that we say acting ghetto. I don't like that. I don't. Acting hood, like, I don't like that shit. That's just ignorant. If you doing some shit that's, you know, fucking either you up, you out here fighting and shit, hating on your people all the time, that's just ignorant shit. That ain't hood shit. I came from the hood. I know people from the hood. That's not what the fuck they doing. So it ain't hood shit. It's ignorant motherfucking shit. That's it. That's all it is to it. I know some very intelligent people that came from the would-be hoods and the would-be ghettos. Like, I know some very intelligent people that came from there. So that's bullshit. And we need to stop that of our own. Like, black folk need to stop doing that shit. Talking about some shit ghetto. Like, I disagree. Renee Rita says, I met a white guy like once, worked with him, and he was a poor white dude from his explanation of life. Poor white folk, and this is really the group of people, in my opinion anyway, I'll say, this is the group of people that a lot of this propaganda it works on them. It works on them. Because what happens with, you know, poor working class white folk is that they feel as though they don't have white privilege because they don't have the money, because they aren't reaping the benefits and the riches that the white people they think we talking about. That's, to them, white privilege equals money. So like hey, I'm not privileged. I'm poor just like you. I work just like you. They'll say that shit. They don't understand what white privilege is. They put it with socioeconomic class. And if they really were intelligent, they would see that that group of people, the working class white people, that a lot of the tricks and a lot of the games is played for them as well. For them in abundance, to keep them ignorant, to keep them being racist for no fucking reason, to keep them like that. So a motherfucker like Trump can come through and ignite these motherfuckers. They've been waiting to wear them Make America Great Again hat because they couldn't do the KKK shit no more. They can't just full blown with the swastika. They couldn't do that. They've been waiting for a way to get out here. And here come this motherfucker with a moniker. Like, oh man, yeah, let me just do that. That's where these motherfuckers come from. Ignorant, stupid. Don't know your working class white ass. No different. You out here. Again, you can run from the cops and live, but that next morning, you gotta go to work. That's the bottom line. That next morning, after you get through spitting at the cop and told that motherfucker use his badge number, you won't be killed. But you still gotta take your ass to work in the morning. We gotta struggle unnecessarily. We struggling. It's not just black folk. This is where the poor white people, this is how they're able to be tricked because they are poor. They can get behind a racist motherfucker like Trump, put on a Make America Great Again hat, and believe that somehow he gonna look out for their white ass. This is the stupidity of white people. Now they'll look out for more of them than they will black folk, but not enough of y'all. You can believe that. A lot of y'all poor. A lot of y'all on welfare. I know y'all don't like to talk about that. I know. But that's the reality. A lot of y'all out here struggling. They keep y'all ignorant at all times. Right. Some of y'all ain't going ham on Mexicans. Tell y'all one thing I'm noticing right now, though, with all this, speak of Mexicans and Hispanics, whatever the fuck you want to call them, if you want to come up with these, whatever you call them. A lot of talk about Mexicans right now. And Donald Trump has made this a conversation. Because what's happening with Mexicans right now is that them, along with many other groups of melanated people, are getting treated like black folk. Been getting treated for a while. They're dealing with that right now. And a lot of the Mexicans even will stand against their own people because in their minds, they believe they're white. Because Mexicans got some fucking self-haters too. Spanish-speaking melanated people have fucking self-haters. They believe they're white. Believe they're better off than the other Mexican based on class. A lot of it is based on money. They got a little money and saved some money up or whatever. They did pass the money down, whatever's happened here, based on class. The same way the bougie ass black folk look down on the working class, lower middle class and lower middle class black people, working class people, the same way that the richer black people look down and scorn and scowl at those people. It's the same thing over here, even with brown people. Melanated people are suffering all over the fucking place because we took their ideas to rank people by monetary value and net worth versus just being people. That's a white man's mentality. That's not naturally us. That's not naturally humanity. That's not naturally people. That came from them. Your net worth is what you make a year. That's who you are. That's what you are. If you can make, 6 figures in your lifetime, then your life to anybody is a successful life because of that money. But to me, you never stood for your people. You never stood up for yourself. You didn't speak out. You didn't do anything. In my opinion, that's a failed life. But even though you got the money, again, this is the mentality we've been given. It's about net worth. But these Spanish-speaking melanated people, they're the same thing. So some of those bougie ass Mexicans, they think they're white. They think they're white. Something wrong with them. Y'all know I call them El Cuno. Yeah. They shit tough, so you gotta flip it over for women. La Cuna. We gotta do both because they shit different like that. But they have those. A lot of those Mexicans, I'm hearing Mexicans talk down about other Mexicans. I'm listening to them do it. Like, fuck them. Fuck what they standing for. We don't give a fuck. Send them all back. You know what I'm saying? This type of mentality. Get rid of them. Fuck them. It's sick. It's sick. And that's not naturally how people are. That's not naturally how people are. But I'm going to tell you what. These Make America Great Again people, the poor working class white folk, they falling for it. Because they're holding the signs up. They doing that. They wearing the hats, holding the signs up. Wanting them to build this wall, wanting them to do all this shit. Guess who's working class ass gonna pay for that wall? They tax money. Yours. Is your water good when it come out your faucet? Is that good? When the last time you checked? We have to worry about shit like that. Shouldn't have to worry about shit like that, but we do have to worry about shit like that. Even your white motherfucking ass. You gotta worry. Not as much as black folk. I get that. So that kind of makes y'all not paying attention because it's not as much as black folk. I get that. It's more blatant with black people. I get that. And whoever does it is going to get the fuck off. Every time I get that. So I get how you feel. But understand. A lot of them think they different. A lot of them think they fucking different. Poor white folk, they using y'all. They are using y'all. Understand that. Even y'all, thank you white Mexicans, they're using y'all. They're using all of y'all. Because if they can get you to turn on a group of people, they know they're winning. They can make y'all be against people that are standing right across from you. They can influence you while they're fucking your world up constantly. But they have you looking at the person right there in front of you, even of your own kind. Mexican looking at another Mexican. Get them the fuck out of here. Build a goddamn wall. Fuck them. They ain't got their shit. They ain't got their paperwork together. Get them out of here. They raping everybody. You know, this is the idea. This is what Trump put out here. You know, Mexicans out here just raping the shit out of people. Yeah. Same type of propaganda that's been put out about black people before as well. Same type of propaganda. They're saying that, even though we know, even with the way the black propaganda, when it was said about black people, and this is something that, this is what bothers me about white folk too, because even though this is true, you know, it's propaganda when they were saying that black men was running around raping the shit out of white women. That's propaganda. That's bullshit. You should know that by studying your history. But white folks so stupid that they can use it again against the Mexicans, and it worked. Even though white people are the ones that are actually out here raping motherfuckers at a higher rate than anybody in the goddamn country. It's white folk. Yeah. But again, when you control the fucking media, even Brother Malcolm X talked about this. Mad love and mad respect to Malcolm X too. Mad love and mad respect to Malcolm X. But he talked about this. You control the media. That's the most powerful tool out here. They control the fucking media. So they can make you believe anything. Put the word out, Mexicans out here running around raping everybody. Even though it wasn't true the first time they said about black folk. Oh, it gotta be true about the Mexicans. They speak Spanish. I'm sure they did one of those. Like, so we found out it wasn't true about black folk, but these Mexicans, they speak Spanish. So I know they raping bitches because the language ain't the same. So they gotta be raping bitches. They lied on them. It worked. If you can get working class, poor white people to not give a fuck about any other kind of people, then that's why these motherfuckers stay winning. And not those white people. Again, not the racist white folk. They're not winning. The motherfuckers up top. That's why they stay winning. Because everybody dumb as hell. Too blind to see what the fuck going on. Ain't nobody standing up for nobody or no shit like that. It's fucked up. Poor white folks suffering. Queen K30 says, I just told my mother Mexicans in the workplace act like they don't like black people just as much as white people. Some of them believe, yo. Some of them motherfuckers really, really, really believe in the bullshit. They fed into the mentality. That's just like you have black people that somehow believe that, you know, that they white. Like you're not gonna get that. I mean, you're not gonna get that over on them. You might believe you white, motherfucker, but you're not. And when it comes time for huddles, you'll see. That's when it gets real. When it comes time for the huddle, that lets you know exactly where you're at. Yo, motherfucking brown or black ass not in on the play at all. Understand that. Y'all saying Italians black folk? Y'all wow. Italians is white folk from Italy. Y'all get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. They came over as immigrants as well. Later on. White folk. That's all. Black folk was already here. We was already over. We was traveling all over the world. We was here. Melanated people. If you don't want to call them black folk. Melanated people. We was already here. So the immigrants, the true immigrants, came later and they were European. True immigrants are of European descent. Came from over there. That's what's real. So, you know, the fact that very simple truth, We know Columbus didn't discover America. I'm gonna show you again the sickness of white folk. This very simple truth. They know that. I don't give a fuck what they say. They know that Columbus didn't discover this shit. They know melanated people were here. Native Americans here. Melanated black folk. Those are black people. Even though this is known, they will still tell you or call everybody else a fucking immigrant and say, we need to get them the fuck out of here. When they were the invading force. Now, how the fuck can you be the invading force and call other people immigrants and do it with a straight face? Like, this is how I know. Again, this is deep in the psychology here. They do this with a straight face. When the Mexicans were already here, they pushed the Mexicans down. But they the immigrants? That don't even make sense. All of California, New Mexico, Arizona, all that shit down to Texas, that's Mexico. That's what that was. They pushed them down and then told them, oh, no, y'all ain't supposed to be over here. Y'all the immigrants now. After all these shady ass treaties and shit that were signed, not honored, the white man been fucked up the whole time. They pushed them down to Mexico. Then you want to tell them they don't belong here. When they was already here. What do you mean, white man? This is what you want to say. But even white people don't acknowledge this. So they don't even want to deal with it. They will still say shit like somebody's an immigrant or make America great again, which really means make America white again. I mean, we all know what the fuck's going on here. We understand. Make America white, tell everybody to be quiet. If you're going to be here, you got to be quiet. That's basically what this is. This is what's going on. But that's again, the psychology of these white people. Understand, y'all white folk is suffering for some serious issues. You have empirical evidence put right in your damn face that will tell you the history is right here. And y'all still say dumb shit like that. Go back to somewhere. When you were the invading force, you were the one that was murdering, enslaving, and killing people. That was you, but everybody else supposed to leave. And then it'll be a peaceful place again. What the fuck? That don't even make sense. But again, this is what the truth is. This is their logic. The most murderous motherfuckers ever made. If only is them here, oh, everything will be peace. How does that make any sense? But regardless of what's real, the mentality, the sickness is deep. These white folk out here crazy as hell. And we got to understand that shit. It doesn't make any sense. The invading force calling the people that were here immigrants. Understand that. Dylan says that's why they say that America love it or leave it shit, brainwashing and quilting you to support America or guilting. I think, okay. Brainwashing and guilting you to support America for everything is done. Absolutely. They'll tell you shit like that. You know, the fact that we got McDonald's and shit, Pizza Hut and goddamn Walmarts and shit all over the fucking place. The fact that we have all of these would-be freedoms and all of these, what I'm going to call them painkillers. Really, this is all it is. It kind of knows you from the pain of, you know, the bullshit that's going on out here in the world, because we have so many and so abundance of painkillers and this freedom of speech. Even though we lock up all these freedoms, we lock up more people than anybody in the world, even though this is fact. Again, something's wrong with people. This is a fact that we lock up more than any other country in the world. But all these freedoms, y'all should be happy, y'all over there. What you complaining about? So what? They shot an innocent, unarmed, you know, child. So what? That doesn't matter. You're still better off over there than you are anywhere else. And what the fuck type mentality is that to have? What quality is the world for that to be the mentality? Well, they're raping us and killing us and shit over here, but they kind of do it more. So it's more outright over here. So at least you can go to McDonald's and shit. And if you got your license with you, you might not die. This is, we're supposed to be happy to be in this situation, you know, when the whole world should be. Again, this is one of those thoughts that is it's unrealistic, but the whole world should be peace. Not saying bullshit wouldn't happen, but this shouldn't be a quality like, okay, well, that shit, your shit worse over there, so at least you got a little bit better over there, so that you good. Be quiet. What are you talking about? You don't like it here? Get the fuck out of here. That's how they'll treat you. You got a problem with it? Get out. And with that mentality, it'll never change. Because shit's fucked up. This is where your poor white folk come in again. Shit's fucked up. But as long as they're saying dumb shit like that, they're good. They believe in their minds that they're good. Go on back over there. We're working Walmart by ourselves. Go on back. Go on. Take y'all black asses back on over there. We're working like slaves over here by ourselves. We don't need you for that. Completely forgetting that they working like motherfucking slaves. Sick, can't go to the doctor. Forget all that shit. Y'all just go ahead. I'm just saying. America has done a lot of fucked up shit. It's done a lot of fucked up shit to melanated people. It's fucked up the mentality of all the people on this fucking continent. Everybody here is suffering. These white folk that believed it. Somehow tolerating black people, befriending black people, working around black people. This is all they have to do. This is everything. This is them giving their contribution to, you know, the race even by fucking with us like that, giving us hugs and shit, right? Having our children. They believe they're good because they at least mesh with black people. They've at least bought the idea of integration. And if you ignore racism and stop talking about racism, it'll just go away. It's not happening. Understand it's not happening. And white people don't get it. It just doesn't, it doesn't make any sense, man. Because they're supposed to be the intellectual, you know, superpower. You're right. They're supposed to have this intelligence. At least they believe this, right? But they completely ignore the fucking history. Every time. Completely ignore the history. And think by fucking us that they're doing right by us. That's bullshit. And y'all stop letting them get away with that shit too. Because they only can think that. They only can believe that because y'all don't let them fucking believe that shit. That's the only way that mentality could be so very common. That's the only way. Y'all letting these motherfuckers that are fucking black people, y'all letting them believe that somehow they're connected because of this status alone, because the visual of this alone. And that's bullshit. That's complete and utter bullshit. I'm just saying, y'all. Right. Capri said admitting is the first step. Most definitely. But it's hard to get white folk to admit anything because they feel like, you know, if they admit that racism is going on, it makes them directly a part of it. Like they're admitting guilt almost. You know what I'm saying? And it's odd because, you know, the same breath they'll use to tell you that they weren't here. You think they'd be like, no, I wasn't here, but I know that shit was fucked up. I know that shit exists still to this day. I know motherfuckers are still racist as hell out here. There are systems that have been built to keep black people down. You think they would keep going, like, you know, no, I wasn't here, but here's this. Here is what I can see. Here's what I understand about the history. But they're not doing that. They won't even admit it. And I don't respect them. I don't respect them. I don't know. DJ Summerhall says, how the fuck can you even deny racism? I don't know how they're getting away with this shit. It takes a high level of cognitive dissonance to ignore racism, to not only ignore it, but just, you know, to act like, you know, somebody else is talking crazy if they're talking about it. Like, where are you getting that from? Like, you getting your stories from outer space or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean, where am I getting it from? Look at this example. That wasn't racist, you know. Anything you show them. Oh, that wasn't. That wasn't racist. They're not racist. They pardon everything and expect you to. I think they're trying to Jedi mind trick on us. Like, well, if we can just say it ain't real and it ain't bothering nobody and it shouldn't bother you, black people, then somehow your guilt, you'll start feeling guilty for even talking about it. So now I don't have to feel guilty for having my ancestors perform at the level that they performed and be as fucked up as some pieces of shit savages that they were. Well, I don't have to feel guilty for that. Well, let me pass this on and make you feel guilty for talking about it. That's they try that shit with you, and you gotta don't let that shit happen to you. All right, y'all, I'm about to get off here. I know it's a little bit earlier, but I'm hungry as hell and I'm tired as fuck too. So I'm gonna get off here. I do want to say mad love to everybody that watched tonight. If y'all could share this video, there will be people that will be upset. I don't give a fuck. It was all real shit. Y'all white folk, if you watching this shit, learn. Shut the fuck up. Put your guilt aside. Put all this dumb shit you talking about to the side and just listen and do some research. Understand what the fuck going on before you open your mouth to have an opinion that you've been brainwashed to have your whole fucking life. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just talking. Be quiet. I think that's the greatest contribution you could have right now, especially if you don't know anything right now, other than trying to silence or suppress black people. And if you justify yourself by fucking black people, then you still have no knowledge at all. Just because your Facebook profile picture is you and some black person you fuck does not mean anything, because you're not educating your people. You just fucking somebody black in front of them. That's not enough. All right. Mad love, y'all. Again, Team Rob, mad love. I'll see y'all next week. I'm out.